Evening all, and welcome back to Kerbalism. So we're starting off this episode with the launch of our fuel vessel. It's pretty much the same one that went to the moon, but it has a docking port on top. I don't know whether Valnard, the guy we're supposed to be rescuing, that we're supposed to be rescuing, is an engineer or not. But I thought if I have a docking port, at least I can drop the rover off, dock to it, and then hopefully reconnect with the rover. Maybe. Going to take a bit of effort to do, but it will have fuel on board, so everything will be pretty good for it. So, with our fuel on the way, we have arrived at Valnard's pod. We have discovered it here. All we need to do is stop somewhere near it and get Valnard to come over. And kind of hope that Valnard is an engineer, because I don't know. I really hope so. It would be extremely useful if he was. But more than likely he's going to be a scientist. So far we seem to be finding scientists. I think last go it was all pilots. Whoa. Okay, so let's switch over to Valnard's pod. There you are. Hello, Valnard. Another lady. You're an engineer. Oh, score. Oh, that is spot on. Awesome sauce. Right. Means that once we find where you're going to, going up, we can actually link things together. We don't have to worry about unattaching the rover or doing anything odd with that. I was really worried about doing that. I could detach the rover and dock to the ship, but I'd need to make sure that I'd have enough time to get back to it before the rover flew away, and try and dock to it when it's got no form of SAS. That would be fun. Because obviously I've only got one pilot, so yeah. But anyway, it doesn't matter because Valnard is an engineer. That has worked out really, really well for us. You don't have any equipment, but that doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure the other two do. Well, let's hope you can get in that door. Grab on and board. Yes, there we go. Okay, so if I look at Denland's inventory and Valnard, there we go. You can have the screwdriver. So we are prepared for when our fuel delivery arrives, which is awesome. I don't know how far out the fuel delivery is. It's about halfway at the moment, so we've got a while. Let's have a quick look back at our rover. Where are you? Fuel delivery. There's the rover. Landed there. Let's have a quick switch over to this and see whether it will jump out of its skin. Which, yeah. As you can see, this has been happening a fair bit. My rover's been just spawning in weird places. That's all. In fact, a lot of times it spawns under the ground. I have installed a new mod. I've installed another mod called World Stabilizer. Which then allows all craft to be spawned above the surface, and that has fixed these problems so far. But yeah, that beautiful shot of Kerbal there above our rover. Awesome. I do think they've actually been a lot of places. Look, see here. Where have we been? Moon. Where haven't we been? The moon's northern basin, the east crater. I know we have got a few. Far side crater. Yay. So let's send you off on another adventure, shall we? What do you like for resources? 9 days still. Yeah, we're good. We're still good. So pick a new target on the map. Where are we here? Oh, the east crater. let's go to these craters, shall we? That seems like a good idea. Click there. Make sure everything is good. Click hail, and then it goes. And I can actually show you it. I have been watching it a fair bit. Let's switch over to that. Nope, that's the derelict engine. But it doesn't matter. That's fine. Anything, so long as it's not the actual craft in question. So, you can see the actual rover is moving. Can you see? It is moving. And if I accelerate time to say 100, you'll actually see it driving across the surface of the moon, which is awesome. It drives very, very quickly. Seems to ignore any vertical sort of edges. To be honest with you, it just drives along the surface perfectly well. And there we go. There it is at its target. So let's switch back. And yeah. Now here is one of the weird ones that I've been having. The rover is just got a broken back. I've had that a few times. The wheels have been doing dodgy things and other things have happened. It's very, very odd. The way I tend to do it is to quick save and quick load. And that, as you can see, fixes it. Fixes all the problems. I'm not sure what does that. Something odd. But, well, it's just a thing, so that's how I've learned to get around it. So let's take all the data from here. Okay, Bob can get out again and do the EVA and the surface sample. We can restore that, get back in, and then we can have a look at the data and transmit those all, and then move on to the next target. And this is basically what I've been doing with this rover. It's been driving all over the moon. I've been trying to just basically find anywhere new. There's Highland craters, Midland craters. The Northern Basin, there we go, that's where we need to be. So let's go there, and we'll probably have to wait there for a while because of the sun. But yeah. So, click the button again, and that's it. So let's go back to Minmus and get our fuel delivery done, shall we? We have a new alarm clock appeared. For our MOHO probe, which I had pretty much forgotten about, to be honest with you. Right, have a look, see here. Where is our MOHO probe? In orbit of Kerbal somewhere. There it is. There it is. I could have used this to find it. I know, I forgot. Okay, so to get to MOHO, we need to come out against the orbit because MOHO is much closer. The sun than Kerbal is. That's what I was trying to say there, sorry. Yeah, we need to come out sort of like that. And then it just brings it down as it goes, I believe. And there we go. I have a manoeuvre node that will take us to MOHO. Obviously MOHO won't be there when we get there because it's going to be quite high. But I think if we change at here, I've forgotten I could do. You're not going to get an encounter at all. Okay, so it's a bit much. Yeah, we can figure this out. We can figure this out as we go. Let's just get out there, shall we? This is a 69-second burn. We got about a minute to go. So at least it's on the bright side of the planet. We haven't got to worry about the reaction wheels draining our batteries down. This craft isn't exactly the most stable. It's a bit wiggly. So I'm not really sure how this is going to work, to be honest with you. I think I'm just going to try and get a flyby of Moho and collect some of this stuff here. This was supposed to go into orbit or do something, I don't know, but it's just going to do a flyby, I think. And then from there we'll try and get the science back, because this was supposed to go to Eve originally, what it was designed for. But I misread the Kerbal clock, and Eve is... Sorry, the Eve encounter is a long way away. Okay, and there we go. That'll do. That'll put us somewhere close to Moho, and then when we get there we can figure out exactly how to get an encounter. That puts me 1.6 million kilometers away. But yeah, we'll figure out something. I don't know if we've even got the Delta V left to do this, to be honest with you. It might be a bit of a bust, this journey, but well, I didn't want to leave it just sat in orbit for the rest of time doing nothing. So let's extend the 2 antennas so I don't forget and it doesn't end up out of range, and we'll go back to Minmus. And finally, after a 7-day trip, nearly 8-day trip, we are here at Minmus. We have a small manoeuvre to pull off to put ourselves in roughly the same orbit as our lander. I was actually targeting the wrong thing there, but yeah. So let's just fast forward time a little tiny bit here, and circularize ourselves and put ourselves on the right plane, so we can actually have an encounter with our rover. That's the word I'm trying to find there. Sorry, I've been bouncing about between this and the moon lander because I've been basically chasing the terminus of the sun, trying to get round to the moon lander before their life support runs out, because it's getting a little bit worrying there. They've got moon rover. They've got 3 days worth of life support and well, 3 days of food, and at the moment the lander is actually completely in the pitch black, so I can't exactly drive to it. I'm hoping it's going to end up coming just out of the sun and we can chase it down. I don't know. We're right on the terminus as the sun comes, the sunrise, terminus sunrise, so yeah, we'll see. But this is the one that I need to deal with for the moment. So let's have a look, see here. If I add a maneuver and myself back out to there, so I can get probably 2 encounters, there we go. And dip and dip. And we'll just add a few orbits on until, oh look at that. We'll be 8.5 kilometers away. That's almost perfect. That is awesome. That is a long way away though. See if I can make that any closer. 2.3, 1.4. Oh, right, 1.4 seems like the closest one there. Yep, okay, well 1.6, that's close enough for me, we can do that. So yeah, I will walk round to that point, and I shall keep an eye on the moon rover. You can see here the rover is now poised right up here at the, heading sort of towards the poles, and our lander is there. So we've got to wait for the lander to end up here before we can do anything for it. So I just hope they've got enough life support to survive that. So yeah, we shall see. We've got 2 days left for that, and hopefully they'll be round in time for that. So hopefully it won't all end up at the same time, because that would be really, really annoying. Okay, so I have done the manoeuvre at Minmus, and we have an encounter coming up in about 5 hours with the pod, and we're back here on the moon with our rover because we have arrived back at our lander. That one's one on target, because we have scienced the life out of the moon. Yes, you can see here, everything is done. That's everything that this craft could possibly do on the moon. There are obviously some... I know, apparently that's show all non experiments. We have done everything on the moon. The light green ones means we've done it and transmitted it. The dark green ones mean it's on the rover and ready to go back. But we're going to take it to orbit of Kerbal and going to put it in the science lab, I think. So yes. Right, let's get over to our pod. And I think I might refuel this rover with all its life support and other bits and pieces, because it is still fully autonomous if I need it to be. It just doesn't drive as fast if you don't have a pilot in it. But the idea being that I could use it to scout out possible locations for a new base on the moon. Try and find somewhere nice and flat. It can just drive around on its own, doing its own thing. And if it's full of life support, then it can also be an emergency backup if I ever send people here and something goes wrong. So yeah, we have this option to be here. But first and foremost, and most importantly, take the data from the rover. Okay. You also need to grab the data from that one over there, but we'll do that in a minute. In fact, no, we won't. We will do that right now, because if I don't, I'll forget it. Grab the data from there. There we go, 2.9 gig. That means you have 30 gig worth of data on you. Okay, we will... I have noticed that there is a crew hatch here on one of the rear windows. You can't EVA from it, but you can transfer people. So transfer you to there, and you can then EVA. Okay, and then we can transfer Jeb out, and he can EVA as well, and the rover is now actually dead unless I can only drive that using... Oh no, I can't even do it with Bon Voyage. Ooh, that is interesting. I may grab the pod from that and attach it to this so it can be autonomous. Yeah, of course, there's no what's the word? Probe core on it at all. So, okay, so Jeb, in you get, fire everything up, turn everything on, get the coffee pot brewing, make people happy. Okay, Bill. You are going to, first and foremost, up and up and up and up and up, and you are really heavy. Yep, you are really, really heavy. Okay, you're going to detach that from there and put it there for a minute. Just let it drop. Go on, shoot. Please don't explode. Oh, no, we're good. Okay. Right. Then you are going to... you're heavy because you've got some broken solar panels, which are absolutely pointless. We'll probably put them over there. Right. Grab that. You can't grab that. Oh no, you can't grab that because that's technically the root part. So we detach it from there. Then we can grab that. Come on, grab, drag, drop. There we go. Alright. The link. We're going to run over to here and attach it to the main pod here. I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep this one here as well. I might have to put that somewhere else, maybe on the bottom. I'm not sure yet. Oh, I couldn't put it on the bottom, could I? Now, if I remember correctly. Would these attach to the node? Yes, they would. There we go. Attach to the node, thank you. And then link, boom, there we go. And now you're dragging the rover down, but that's fine, that's not a problem. So, we want to transfer all the resources over. I shall do that using the wonderful alternate resource panel, because it's just so much easier. So, let's see here. Food. In and in, there we go. Okay, yep, and I will go through and do each and every one of these, remembering to actually fill the pod up. That would probably make more sense. And I shall be back once I've transferred everything over. The resources have been transferred, the rover has been upgraded, it now has the docking ports attached to it, because I thought they might be useful. Wherever we go to, they might be useful, and it also has the 2 batteries and the pod on the back. Hold on, let me just zoom in. So yes, it has got the 2 batteries. Oh, that's very strange. I'm not sure why it's attached like that, but yes, it has got 2 batteries and the probe attached to the back. It is kind of clipping through everything. It looks a bit weird, but it's just for reasons. So yes, but the only one left to get back in the pod is Bob, my trusty engineer. I was also tempted to take the solar panels off the other one there and put them on the pod, but I thought, well, I can always come and get it later, I suppose. Right, so let us do a surface point radar out, bring the gear up, or down I should say, to actually deploy it. There we are. And we still have 5 hours left on our Minmus fuel delivery, which means I suppose it's time for our moon crew to go home, or to head to the station, I should say. That's probably where we're going to go to first. I am just thinking whether I want to actually grab one of those docking ports. Well, I think what I'll do is I'm going to take this to the station, and I'm going to EVA Bob again and take the science out of it before I do anything with it, and then attach it using Kerbal attachment system. So yeah, right. So we need to basically travel, well, any direction really, to come out of the moon. So let's head towards Kerbal. Where is Kerbal? Oh, there's the sun. There is Kerbal, which means we want to be heading that way. Oh, if I do that, 90 degrees, that's what I want to do. We're going to point prograde, boom. Luckily the moon's not very difficult to get off. It's easier than, it's more difficult than Minmus, but Minmus you can pretty much do it with an RCS pack, a jetpack. So yeah. Let's set, I suppose we'll set the science station as our target. That kind of makes sense. And let's just point at the science station. And get into some form of orbit around the moon, and then we can head back. If things do start getting a little bit tight for fuel, I might just put this into the atmosphere, because it does have parachutes that can come down in the atmosphere. It does have a heat shield in here as well, so yeah, there are possibilities. There are many possibilities. So it turns out I was pretty much in the right position to return to Kerbal anyway. So yeah, all I needed to do was carry on firing prograde, and eventually we should be able to get pretty close to the surface. I think I might do an aero brake with this. I'm pretty sure it could survive an aero brake. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it could do that. I've gone far too far there. I should not have burnt as far. Wasted a bit of fuel. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Our Kerbals are on the way home. The camera's doing its weird spinny round thing. So we're on our way down. We're going to obviously reach Kerbal fairly shortly. We're about 20 minutes away. Farewell to the moon. The timing is quite tight. We've got 47 minutes until our fuel delivery needs to move. So hopefully I'm going to come out of the atmosphere again before that turns up to Kerbal. It'll be awkward to switch between the two. But I remembered that I wanted to change this so the solar panels go away automatically, because putting them away yourself is annoying. And Kerbalism lets you do that. It's something I had pointed out before, but I thought, well, you know what, let's show you again. If you go to your Kerbalism option here, your little heartbeat one, and pick your craft, you have a button down the bottom here in this listing at the bottom. Your info, data is what it's storing. Yeah, the way science. Auto. Auto is what you want to do. This basically has your devices set up where you can turn things on and off, but you can go through. And there are signs outside the door. Sorry about that. You can go through and you can set different sort of environments, things when certain triggers happen. You can set things to. So, in atmosphere, when we enter the atmosphere, we obviously want to put all the solar panels all away. So if we switch them all to off, like so, and then when we're in space, switch them all to on. That will mean that when we enter the atmosphere, all our panels will automatically shut themselves down if they can. And when we go back out into space, they will all deploy again, all on their own. That's really, really useful. You can set this up when you're on the ground, so you could have it come up, and as soon as you hit space, your panels deploy. Something I should probably do. I don't know. It's also very useful if you've got, say, fuel cells or nuclear reactors, for instance. In here, you can go sunlight and shadow, for instance. In sunlight, you could turn your nuclear reactor off. In shadow, you could turn it on, so the solar panels cover it. But also, it lets you do power high and power low. So if your power's above, I think, 80%, you can switch things off, and if it's below 20%, you switch them on. So again, for a reactor, that would be great. It would obviously deploy things and do things. Very useful for drills as well. You can turn the drills off when the power drops low, so you don't have to worry about life support. Radiation's a useful one as well. So and linked, I'm not sure. I think that's to do with the actual linking of the these here. You can link them together. I think that's what that one is. It might not be. Oh no, it's signal. Sorry, ignore me. That's not what it is. It's signal. When it's linked to the KSC or to another chip, it will do something, and when it's unlinked, it will do something else. So I'm not really sure what that's for. Could be for an antenna. You could say if it's unlinked, deploy a bigger antenna. So yeah, I'm not really sure. And then EVA, obviously you can do things when your Kerbals come in and out of them, and you can also do it to your action groups as well, which is quite useful. But yeah, also tells you which one's broken, and you can see there as I mouse over them, it highlights them which one it is. So very, very useful to know. So with that, we're going to go down and drop into the atmosphere, and hopefully this won't burn up, but that's going to have to wait until the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I hope to see you again in the next one, where we're going to go and rove about on Minmus, which should be in the sky somewhere. There it is. And yeah, so until then, as always, have fun,